Hi, everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. How you guys doing?
Good.
We are the channel. We are the people that believe what, fellas?
We live have a lot of statutes and commandments. First 5 books of our Creator, first 5 books that you will find in the Bible are for all generations or for all times, that they were not done away with. That when Yahushua said it is finished, he did not say it is finished the Torah. He said that the curse of death was finished, that it was the Torah is still indeed with us today. The Torah should still be kept, and that we should be following all these laws for all of our generations. We should be teaching them and passing them down to our children.
Yeah, the laws are for all times. And we have a dog that's sitting there. She's really loud, and so we try to stop her from drinking, and she's still drinking. So we always have these distractions, and if you stay silent, then you can hear these bugs. Let's have a moment of silence so we can hear the dogs and the bugs. It's real loud, and so for those who cannot hear that, that's Joshua doing things as well. It's just it's a noisy house, so it's a lively house. Hold on, let me pause it. All right, so we got the kids under control, and so here we are. And I'm not talking my furless kids. I'm talking the furry kids, and they are all kids. They are amazing creations of our Creator, and just more reasons to be in just awe of the kinds of things that our Creator can build. All right, so you guys are looking at the greatest English translation of Scriptures that you will ever see. It is the Yah Scriptures with the Apocrypha. It's 3,153 pages. It is a limited edition print. It is a beautiful book. It's bulletproof. It is totally bulletproof. I don't know if you'll fire a shotgun through this. I don't know if you definitely won't fire a 22 through it. Maybe a 45 for sure. I don't know about a 38, maybe, but it's thick. It is a thick book. And it is one of these things that it has the name of our Creator. It's the restored name. It also has the name of His Son. And it is very, very popular. And the reason this book is even in existence is because there is a horrible group of people that have been grifting people for the last 13 years. It's called the Hallelujah Scriptures, and they have run a donation fraud. They are consistently running grift after grift after grift after grift. They do the thing in the Philippines. They have grifts in Uganda. They claim there's orphans, widows, and lepers, and when we start investigating, there's absolutely nothing. And these demons were supposed to have been delivering scriptures into prisons for 13 years, and they never did. And so this is why we have picked up their slack, and we have done this, and this is why you are able to get this scriptures. And for every scriptures you guys get, we are able to get a full scriptures into our brothers and sisters in chains. We're also able to minister to them and to provide emails back and forth to them. And for everybody who wants to help this prison ministry, it is a it's large prison ministry to us because it consumes at least 60-70% of my time throughout the days, and it is we are sitting here typing emails day in, day out. It's not we, it's me. And I'm typing a tremendous amount of emails to these brothers and sisters. Over 2,200 emails have been sent and received so far. And at YahScriptures.com, you can download the free version of Yah Scriptures. You can also purchase the book if you would like. And you can also donate stamps, which, again, the stamps, it doesn't matter if you guys do $5. That gets me over 10 different full emails back and forth to my brothers and sisters, and I'm packing these emails full, guys. I am fishing for men in every way possible. Every last character that I could put into these, I am doing. And so we are basically ministering the light, and those who can help us with the stamps, you guys are helping us with that as well. So, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
How's everyone? You guys survived?
Yep.
Shabbat, good? Everybody get rest?
Yep.
You good? You ready for the week? Good. All right. Well, let us get into this real quick. And this is on my new tablet, so it's a little clunkier than the one before. There it is right there. That's the one I'm looking for. All right. Somebody give me the times and dates of Israel to where we are currently with Isaiah. From the days of David, Solomon, those guys. Hello.
Yeah, we had the kings. We had Saul, who was the first king. He's all right at the beginning, went astray, didn't obey Yahuwah, died, got killed, punished for his evil deeds. David took over the reign, and David was a man after Yahweh's own heart. And then he started doing evil things. Killed a man, took his wife, and then married her. And then Solomon was born from that. Solomon became a great wizard, and he was supposed to be the king, but he broke the commands of worship brother Elohim, and then we had his children all keep sinning after sinning after sinning. And you get one king who kind of does something right, but then they go right immediately back to, after that king dies, back to devil worship and doing evil things. And now we are in the days of Isaiah, which is still tiring times. The king's and he's doing prophecies of future Messiah, the reign and destruction of Israel and other nations around them.
Okay. All right. And you're still hearing dogs drink and stuff. I'm so sorry. Background noise. You were just listening to a very woolly, wild house. Okay. So here we are. Let us get into this. This is Isaiah 32, right? This is where we're at? 32. Yep. Okay. And somebody look this up where we're at? Okay. So here we are. See, a sovereign shall reign in righteousness, and rulers rule in right ruling. And each one shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a shelter from the downpour, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of those who see are not dim, and the ears of those who hear listen. And the heart of the rash understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammers hurries to speak plainly. A fool is no longer called noble, nor the scoundrel said to be respectable. What do we got?
Go to verse 8.
6. For a fool speaks folly, and his heart works wickedness, to practice filthiness, and to speak against Yahuwah, that which misleads, to starve the being of the hungry, and to withhold the drink from the thirsty. And the methods of the scoundrel are evil. He has devised wicked plans to destroy the poor with words of falsehood, even when the needy pleads for right ruling. But the generous one devises what is generous, and by generous deeds he rises up. All right, what do we got?
So the chapter begins with a prophetic announcement. This is likely a messianic prophecy, a future ideal king, often as the Messiah, who will bring about a just and righteous society. Under the king's rule, people will find security and clarity, described metaphorically as shelters from wind, streams in the desert, and shade in a parched land. The theme here is transformation. Under righteous leadership, people will be able to see and hear clearly. In other words, there will be a moral and spiritual awakening. There are shifts in values. Fools will no longer be honored just because of their position, and people's true character will be revealed. The righteous will be recognized for their generosity and integrity, while the wicked will be exposed for selfishness and injustice.
Now, is this in end times? Is this ends, or when is this? Because I don't realize anybody has like a good moral compass anymore. Does it say when it is?
It's a messianic prophecy, so probably when he comes back is my guess.
All right, so here we are. 9. You guys get what we get. It's Isaiah is always one of these tricky books that are, there's past prophecy, there's future prophecy, there's stuff from the stuff that has already come and gone. Okay, 9. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice, you complacent daughters. Listen to my speech. In little more than a year you shall be troubled. You complacent women, for the grape harvest shall fail. The ingathering shall not come. Tremble, you women who are at ease. Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves and make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waists. Lament upon the breasts for the pleasant fields, for the fruit-bearing vine. Weeds and thorn bushes come up over the ground of my people. Indeed, over all the house of joy, the city of revelry. For the palace is abandoned, the crowded city deserted. Hill and watchtower serve as caves forever, a joy of wild donkeys, a pasture of flocks. Until the Ruach is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness shall become garden land, and the garden land be reckoned as a forest. You got anything else on this?
For this part, so it's most likely of talking about the second coming. It also lines up a bit with Revelation 20 and Revelation 21.
Okay.
And then this part here, YESHAYAHU turns to the women of Jerusalem, addressing as complacent.
Turns to the women?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought you said winners. I'm like, what?
Women of Jerusalem, addressing them as complacent and at ease. He warns the disasters coming. They should not feel secure or indifferent because judgment is near. This part uses agricultural imagery to portray the collapse of prosperity. Vineyards will fail, fields will grow thorns, cities will become deserted. This isn't just about agriculture, it's symbolic of the spiritual decay and social collapse that come from turning away from Elohim. The point, comfort breeds complacency, and complacency leads to ruin.
Okay, so don't be complacent. There's a lot to be said because we are very, very complacent in this world right now. Christian religion is extremely complacent. Once saved, always saved. It is just a really feel good, go lucky, easy to do religion, and everybody's saved. You can't get unsaved. I mean, you can do whatever you want, and according to the Christians, you can never ever be unsaved. So a simple decision when you are 8 years old has you extremely complacent in this world, and Christians don't want to hear anything else. They do not want to hear anything that breaks their mindset. These bugs are really loud, and I don't know if you guys you can probably hear them in the background on this one, but it's like really high pitched. And these things, this one's like a long ways away, but the closer they get, it's loud. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. 16. Then right ruling shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain in the garden land. The work of righteousness shall be peace, and the service of righteousness be rest and safety forever. Oh, finally it stopped. She shut that window. Wow. The work of righteousness shall be peace, and the service of righteousness be rest and safety forever. And my people shall dwell in a home of peace, and in safe dwellings, and in undisturbed resting places. Even when hail shall fall, failing the forest, and the city be brought low in humiliation. Baruch are you who sow beside all waters, who send out the foot of the ox and the donkey. All right, what do we got here? I mean, sending out the foot of the ox and the donkey, I mean, essentially sending out your animals to sow the fields.
Yeah, this sounds very future tense to me.
Yeah,
Talking about the people dwelling in peace and undisturbed homes.
You got something else on this, Eli?
A little bit. So this part's like restoration by the Ruach. Despite the grim warning, there's a powerful message of hope until the Ruach is poured upon us from on high. This marks a turning point. The outpouring of the Ruach will bring renewal and transformation. Justice will dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness will live in the fertile field. The results of this divine renewal will be peace, security, and rest. Not just physical safety, but a deep spiritual peace. In contrast to the judgment earlier in the chapter, this section describes the blessed life of those who live rightly under Elohim's rule. The final verse speaks of sowing beside all waters, a poetic image of fruitfulness and abundance, representing Elohim's blessing on those who live righteously.
All right, well, there you go. I don't think we would have been able to come to our own conclusion on that, so we'll take it as that, and I guess the moral of every course that we should be on is that these laws, statutes, and commandments that are found in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy are good for all days, all times, all generations, all people. And when we keep them, then our Creator will have us sowing besides all waters, right? Where we're able to have fruitful fields and fruitful lands and fruitful families. And a lot of it comes from subjection to the Torah. And the thing about when you are subjected to the Torah, it is not hard. It is not a hard walk. It is not something that hurts your life. In fact, it will benefit your life because all of a sudden you'll start eating clean food. You'll start doing things that are better for your life and for your health and for your families. And things come full circle when you start keeping the Torah. But until you start keeping that Torah, you're still under the spiritual curse of when we have broken the Torah. And that's what we don't want to die in our iniquity. We don't want to die like this. We want to come to repentance. We want to come into the hand and into the ways of our Creator. And there's no other way except the Torah life. And the Torah life still needs a Messiah. We still need our Melchizedek priest, but we don't qualify for that Melchizedek priest unless we are keeping Torah. So that's the whole thing about Messiah is not here for those who are Torah-less. In fact, he says very clearly in Matthew 7, you will be rejected. Depart from me, you who work Torah-lessness. Okay, all right, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Much love to everybody out there. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Shalom.